Oh, Peter, please hold me. I'm so afraid of what Vaughn will do next.
Courtney, you didn't tell me what he did.
Oh, Peter, it was awful. He came in and he called me these terrible names. I couldn't even repeat them. Well, he said that everything was my fault, that I was a sad excuse for a woman. That's not true, is it, Peter? Tell me, please.
Oh, come on. Of course it's not true. You know that's not true.
Then you think I'm a desirable woman, don't you?
Any fool would.
Then
even Vaughn. You know, that's what makes me think something's very wrong here, Courtney. Because I just talked to him, and he told me he was going to try to talk to you.
And he said terrible things. I told you that.
But you didn't tell me everything. Now start at the top. I gotta know.
We need to have a little talk.
Okay. What?
Listen. I care about you very much. I especially care what happens to you. But I'm not going to sit back and let your father interfere with our lives. You understand?
What did you say to him?
He said he couldn't stand the fact that I was in love with you.
Okay, well, don't worry about that, because I've already told him that he cannot choose who I'll fall in love with. It's my choice.
Well, maybe you told him that, but I don't think he listened to a word you said. I just had a visit with him in the office.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Well, I'll tell you, we had a little confrontation. We said some things to each other and they weren't very nice. I called him an old heartless man. He didn't care for anybody but himself, and he definitely didn't love you. He's selfish, he's pompous, and he just doesn't care about anybody.
Okay. The truth is, that's probably an accurate description.
And he said, I wanted to marry you for your money. That's ridiculous.
I know.
But he did. He said that if you did marry me, that he would cut you out of his will. He's going to do anything that he can to interfere with us.
I can't make excuses for him, Jeremy. He's done nothing but manipulate people all of his life. I guess it's hard for me, but I have to finally look myself in the mirror and say, Miriam, he's done nothing but use you all your life. But I'm sorry. I still love him. Seems like I do more and more all along. I don't know.
I understand.
But I think it's because maybe he's not a well man, and I think sometimes his time is limited. And do you understand? I just keep hoping that somehow he'll change.
I understand. I just hope that you're feeling sorry for him won't interfere with us.
It won't.
I care about you very much. I care about you more than any other person in my life. I can't stand this man, this belligerent, overpowering viper to interfere with our lives.
Jeremy.
Now, I understand that you care about him. I just can't sit back and let him treat me like that. I had to throw him out of my office because he kept acting like...
Out of...
Yeah. He accused me and he offended me. I told him that my love for you is genuine, more genuine than anything that he could ever experience in his life. Miriam, I'm sorry about that. I know, I didn't want this to happen. I just can't sit back and let this man control our lives, you understand? And if he tries to interfere or hurt us again, I'll stop him.
You know what? Probably will.
You mad at me?
No, I'm not mad at you. You probably did the right thing. I don't want him to come between us either. And even though I love him, because I love him, I can't allow him to go on with his scheming and all of that. I don't think he will with you. In fact, you're probably the only person outside of our family who's ever had the nerve to stand up against him.
That mean you'll stand by me? Even if it's against your father?
Well, against what he does, yes. I don't think there'd be any choice otherwise.
You understand that I just want to make you happy?
I know that. And do you understand I want to make you happy too? And that's why I've come to a decision about your proposal.
Vaughn came to my hotel room.
Did he force himself in?
No, I let him in. I thought I should give him the chance to apologize.
And he didn't.
I can't believe how stupid I was. No, he started screaming about the annulment, how it would ruin his name if I went through with it.
Well, did he say anything about contesting it?
No, he didn't. See, that would be admission of guilt. No, he said that I had to drop the annulment. He even said that he'd fly us to Nevada for one of those instant divorces.
So he wants to get you out of his life, right?
Of course he does. He hates me. He just doesn't want the Sumner name marred by his lack of manhood.
I'm just having a hard time handling this, Courtney. I can't see him as the aggressor.
Not in love. No, he's not. But, oh, Peter, he's so violent when he loses his temper. When I refused to get the divorce, he went crazy. I told him he had to calm down or I'd have him thrown out of here.
Well, and he didn't?
Yeah, he did for a very short period of time, but then he started begging for a divorce again, and I told him that I couldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Peter, an annulment means that we were never legally married. You know I'm doing that for you. And then, well, he blamed me for his impotence. He said that no man could ever love me and that I was the problem in the marriage. Oh, then he started with the name calling again, and he said that I would never see you. And then he grabbed me, and when he threatened me, I tried to scream, I did, but when I tried to scream, he put his hand over my mouth, and I thought he was, oh, Peter, hold me, make the lies go away.
Courtney, no. You are still his wife.
No, I'm not his wife. I've never been his wife, Peter, and I need you now more than ever.
You missed a great concert.
Oh, the Carlisle String Quartet?
Who else? They did Tice Van Leer's Love Remembered.
Oh, that's one of his best. Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Although I must admit, I thoroughly enjoyed myself, too.
With Terry.
Yeah, she's quite a lady.
I think you're right.
Well, thank you for confirming my suspicions. She told me the two of you had a good talk.
Yeah, I'll admit that she convinced me I was a little off on my perception of the past between you two.
Well, you don't know how happy that makes me to hear you say that.
I have some idea. She is quite a lady. And I'm sorry that I forgot how much of a help she was to both of us before and after Mom's death.
Our perceptions are altered by emotional strain.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could just get rid of emotions?
Oh, I don't know. They're pretty wonderful when they're positive. Like Terry and me. We enjoy doing the simple things in life. We cooked dinner together, talked about the future, watched an old tearjerker on TV.
My father cried at a movie?
Well, Terry did most of the crying. Well, after all, Portrait of Jenny was a pretty sad film.
Seems we've all had our share of sadness.
Yes, Stacy, we have. It's going to be different now, though. We've got each other to hold on to. You, me, and Terry.
I know that. I really do. I just had to be sure that she really loved you. It was a lot easier to see that when I talked with her.
In what way?
She made me realize that it's so important to trust someone. Take Russ, for instance.
Russ?
Dad, I have never had such a good friend before. I feel so far away from pressures when I'm with him. The pressure to conform to some kind of a mold. He takes me just the way I am, and it really lets me be myself. I feel so special when I'm with him.
Stacy, I don't know where you are in this relationship
Anyway,
with
it's
him.
really helped me see that what's important between two people is honesty and support. And if you have that honesty and support with Terry, then I don't want to stand in your way.
Well, I appreciate your attitude, but as far as Russ is concerned...
Do you know he has never said an unkind word to me? Even after I was put in jail for Mom's death. He was so gentle. It was as if he knew what was going on in that messed up mind of mine. But he didn't care.
Stacy, I think you may be reading more into Russ's good intentions than you should.
Dad, Russ is just a friend. But he's also the reason that I came over here tonight. There's something about him that you really need to know.
You're the only one, Peter. You know what you mean to me.
Courtney,
Look, I know how you feel. I do. And it's all right. Peter, I'm getting an annulment. You don't have to feel guilty. Look. This is our time. You can love me, Peter. There's nothing to worry about. There's only us.
no, Courtney, it's wrong.
No, it's not wrong, Peter. It's not. Look, you've been right all along. If only I'd listened to you, then we would be happily married right now. But look, the annulment, it's just a procedure. Vaughn's not going to fight it.
Listen to me now, then.
No, Peter, I love you. And I want you. Hey, do you remember that it was you who gave me the idea for this annulment? Remember? That night in the restaurant? Well, now I can make this my gift to you. I want you to love me, Peter. Peter, you said there could be a future for us.
I looked at our relationship a little differently then.
So what's changed? I'm not different. I'm still the same.
That's right. But now I understand you a little bit better. I see how immature you are, how impetuous you are.
Immature?
Hey, I'm not finished. You rushed into this marriage against the advice of everybody. And now you want to rush right out of it.
No, Peter, look, you're wrong. If we can overcome this marriage to Vaughn, I know we could handle
Courtney,
anything.
I told you this annulment doesn't mean anything. You made a commitment to Vaughn. I think you ought to give it a chance. He's going to do anything he can do to get you back.
And he'll never get me back. I'll see to that.
Courtney, I talked to him. This thing's tearing him up inside.
Poor little Vaughn. And since when did you become his big defender?
So I realized you have no commitments.
I don't have to listen to this.
Yes, you have to listen to this. You're going to hear it whether you want to hear it or not. Courtney, you want everything now, and that's just not the way life is. Every time I try to talk to you about this annulment, you always
What do you want from me, Peter? Do you want me to get a divorce too? Is that it?
I want you to stop rushing every relationship in your life.
Yeah, well, the only relationship I have in my life is with you, Peter.
No, it's not with me. It's with your husband. Grow up, Courtney. You're trying to rush out of this marriage just like you rushed in it, and you're pushing me into bed with you.
Oh, I'm warning you, Peter.
Oh, yeah, I should have told you this a long time ago. You're making a joke out of the word love.
Stop it.
You have no idea how sacred marriage is, do you?
That's enough,
And now
Peter.
you're going to lie about your husband to get anything you want.
Get out of here!
I'll go when I'm through.
What is it with you and Vaughn, huh? First, Vaughn isn't man enough to make love to me, and now you. What's your excuse, Peter? Are you gay?
Oh, Courtney. I never thought you'd stoop that low.
Oh, Peter, I'm sorry. I didn't mean...
No, then
I-
why don't you go back and stop trying to lie your way out of this thing? Go back to Vaughn.
Peter, look,
Go back to him. Give the guy a chance to become a man. Give yourself a chance to become a woman with a little bit of compassion and some love for somebody beside yourself.
No, Peter, no, we can talk about this. Look, if we sit down
You know
and
what,
we
Courtney?
talk about...
When I wanted you, and I couldn't have you, it was hard, but I had to accept that. And now, you can't have me. And you're gonna have to accept that. It's just not right. Bye.
All right, go! Never forgive you for this! Oh!
I just cherish you, Jeremy Lancelot. I do. Your kindness and the way you love Eric. Most of all, I think your honesty. Well, the last thing I want to do is put my desires above our commitment to each other.
I don't want that either. I wouldn't do that.
So, that's why I've made a decision to go to Canada with you.
What? What did you say?
Okay, now wait a minute. I didn't say exactly that I
playing
was
with me?
going to marry you. I didn't say that, not right away at least. Because, I mean, after all, I think we both need to have time with each other, right? We do. And I can go up and I can stay in Point Carling with my mother. And then we'll have a lot of time throughout the whole summer to get to know each other better. And we won't have the pressure of making up our minds right away.
I think you made the right decision.
You do.
I promise you. You won't regret it.
I'm sure I won't. And maybe by this fall, I can have an answer for you. Because we'll both know each other a lot better then.
Can you get out of your job?
They said they'd give me an extended leave of absence.
Ah, that's great. You're the treasure of my life, Miriam. I think that through all the stuff that I've been through, God's finally answered the cry inside of me. With you.
Did you know that Russ was the highest bidder on the Dar es Salaam Bible?
What?
He's the one who bought it at the auction.
You mean he was Harold Webster's mystery client?
He didn't want to say anything because of his concern for the clinic.
But I don't understand. Where did he get the money to pay for it? He'd have to be a millionaire.
He is. But he stands a chance of losing it unless you do something.
Wait a minute, Stacy. You're telling me that Russ Weaver is a millionaire? And unless I help him some way, he'll lose his money?
The museum has demanded that he turn over $1.2 million tomorrow.
Where do you get that kind of money in the first place?
Cardello left it to him.
Well, I know he left him some, but I didn't realize it was that much. Did you know he posted my bond?
No, I didn't. But, Dad, you have got to do something to save him from losing most of that money.
Well, I'll certainly try. And thanks for telling me, honey, but, well, I guess I should have sensed it all along.
You've had so much on your mind. Ben, the clinic, and Terry.
Stacy, about Terry, our involvement. It's different from you than, well, you and Russ.
Russ and I.
Yes, I don't think Russ is ready for a woman in his life right now.
Dad, would you stop worrying? Like I told you, Russ and I are just friends.
But I'm concerned for you. I mean, you've just been out of the sanitarium a couple of weeks now.
Dad, I am fine. I can handle people.
I'm sure you can. I don't doubt that. But I just think that maybe you want more from this involvement with Russ than just friendship.
Dad, Terry almost tried to tell me the same thing, but I am okay.
Okay enough to accept rejection? I don't want you to go through the same thing you did with Gil.
Dad, Russ is not Gil. Like I've told you, he is just a friend. So stop worrying. Besides, I am as good as new. McGovern has me on a full schedule now at the Chronicle, which reminds me that we're doing a series on local broadcasters, and I have to be at WRD at 5:30 in the morning.
Well, honey, I'll check with Russ and see what I can do for him.
Thanks. And wish me luck tomorrow morning.
I'll say a little prayer for you.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night. Good night.
It's hard to say goodnight, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not too easy to live without you. But of course, this summer in Canada, we'll have a lot of days to spend together.
Mm-hmm. You sure you're not going to change your mind?
Shh. No.
Well, I just met Chicago. You know, it means a lot to you. And of all the society friends of your father's and everything.
Forget my society friends, okay?
All right. So you're sure?
I'm sure. I'm going to Canada because for the first time in my life, I found a man who loves me, and I can love back for all the right reasons. You've offered me a selfless love, and I intend to give you the same.